A beautiful part of the world is the Amalfi Coast, Naples, where we are getting ready for the third of our three finals this afternoon for the KZ Road Racing Rocket Ships. Postcard from Naples. If you haven't been to this part of the world, make sure you do come and visit, and make sure your visit times in with an event here at Sarno. They do host events all throughout the year, not just kart racing, but also some car racing and motorcycle racing as well. Events the year round. Indeed, in the background, you can't quite see it, but there is a hotel complex, restaurants, indoor football fields. It is spectacular. A great way to spend the weekend here, a couple of 100 kilometres south of Rome, the Eternal City. The KZ karts out on the circuit. There is Felice Tiene, kart number 19, Birrell Art team driver for 2017. Of course, he is the local driver, grew up stone's throw from the circuit. You're looking at Matteo Vigano, new team for 2017. Tony Kart Racing team on screen now is Matteo. Hasn't had a good run this weekend. Of course, the big news has been Marco Ardigo, the reigning European champion, is out of this weekend. He was injured in practice. Only qualified 17th. Actually only did about 3 laps and said he just can't go on, which Marco is as tough as nails. We look at Jeremy Iglesias on screen with his mechanic, Aldo Fattore of IMAF fame. Wow, has he got Jeremy up and moving in 2017. There is Felice. Yes, Marco will not be taking part in this first round of the European Championships. That has been a big shock to everyone this weekend. He won, of course, the 2014 World Championships at this very circuit. Front row of the grid, kart number 5 from Nantes in France, driving the kart from France. That is Anthony Abbas. As the 5-minute board goes up. Rek Dresen, KSW, Birrell Art out of Austria, 2014 European champion. Rick had a difficult year in 2016, you could say. Back in form for 2017. Ben Henley on screen. As we mentioned, the 2003 World Championships, Formula A. Ben was actually third on that day to Arno Kozlinski and the New Zealander Wade Cunningham. Starts on the 8th row of the grid alongside Rek. That is the scene to the left of your screen, Simo Puhaka. Kart number 12, the Sodi kart of Douglas Lundberg, Vice-European champion in 2014 with the CPB Sports Sodi kart team. The French racing equipe of Paul Bizalion from Alais in France. Douglas has been super quick the start of 2017. There is Gary Carlton in the sister kart to Jeremy Iglesias, all the way from Bakersfield in the USA. Gary Carlton, winner of the SCUSA Super Naps at Las Vegas in 2015. Started off the year with a good win in the Florida Winter Tour, if I'm not mistaken, just a few weeks ago. There is Alessandro Giardelli, kart number 95 on the 10th row of the grid alongside the American Gary Carlton. The TM-powered CRG, just 16 years of age, Alessandro. The 3-minute board goes up. Lorenzo Complesi, the Team Paralin driver. He'll be joined at Genk by his teammate, Michelangelo Amendola. Lorenzo, of course, the CIK FIA Asia Pacific champion, having won that title in Macau 18 months ago. Well, the grid girls leave the circuit, and of course, we're not visiting beautiful Portimao in Portugal, which means by default, the grid girls here in Sarno, Italy, win the title of the most beautiful grid girls in the world, I think. They leave the circuit. The drivers try not to get distracted. We'll do likewise. Just a couple of minutes until the road racing rocket ships are pushed into life. In a few moments, these karts, which are currently stationary, will be pushing through the air at 100 miles an hour. The first round of the CIK FIA European Championships, and the reigning European champion, Marco Ardigo, will be watching this one from the sidelines. Through gritted teeth, I might add. Expect him to come back fighting when he recovers from injury. Off memory, I think that's the first time in a professional career of 20-odd years Marco has ever missed a race through injury. Simo Puhaka, of course, started the year with another team. Shocked the world when Kart magazine announced the exclusive that he will join Cosmic for 2017. He turned up here 2 weeks ago with the Cosmic Racing Department for the last round of the Supermaster Series and promptly put his kart on pole position. This weekend, he's done exactly the same. The driver, 28 years of age from Tampere in northern Finland, starts this one on pole position. However, he has not got off the line possibly as well as he's liked throughout the heats. He's super quick. He did pick up some heat wins yesterday. The final heat this morning was won by the reigning world champion, the driver from Treviso in northern Italy, kart number 4, Paolo De Conto. He starts on the second row of the grid alongside Stan the Man Pex, the Dutchman who won the Champions Cup at Adria to start 2017. Starts out of grid 4. We are just a few moments away from the start of the final, the first round of the European Championships for 2017. Strap yourself in. This will be a wild ride. The karts are pushed into life. Little bit of an issue for the Finnish driver Jan Colby for Renda Motorsport, but he does get that Tony kart fired up, and he will start this one from the 12th row of the grid. Let's check it out for you. Puhaka and Abbas on the front row. Then it's De Conto and Pex in the CRGs. You're at Pex, the 2015 world champ, alongside Patrick Hayek. Jeremy the Jet Iglesias, alongside the 4-time world champion, David Foray. Marijn Kremers, he's been superb. He's on the 6th row of the grid, alongside Tortellini. The 5th row, we should mention, is Andrea Dalle, 2014 Euro champ, and Bas Lemmers. Ardigo, you saw him on the screen, but he's not on the circuit, and he's not taking part in this race this afternoon. This is the formation lap. Bridgestone Tyres, the official tyre supplier for the KZ categories for 2017. Puhaka is kart number 6. He leads them round for another lap. Not at breakneck pace, it should be said. They're under his control. He is the pole sitter. His teammate Patrick Hayek in the number 2 Cosmic kart, not to get them confused. Starts out of grid number 6 alongside the 2015 world champion, Jori Pex. This field absolutely stacked with class. Some of the finest racing drivers in the world. Forget the word kart, we're talking racing drivers full stop. It must be said, a lot of drivers race a couple of years in juniors, they win a race, maybe they win a title, then they disappear into the world of kart racing. If they think they are in the same ballpark as the drivers you're about to see, to be perfectly blunt, they are kidding themselves. These are the finest racing drivers on the planet. And they are about to burst into life for the first round of the European Championships for 2017. Most of them professional racing drivers, including Puhaka on screen. Fastest qualifier yesterday morning. He needs to get off the line though. Watch the 4th row of the grid. The inside is Jeremy the Jet Iglesias, one of the toughest racing drivers in the world and super quick. New team for 2017. There he is, the bottle green machine. There is Bas Lemmers. He won the World Cup at this very circuit back in 2012 in the number 8 Soddy Kart. We are moments away from the start of the 2017 European Championship season. Gary Carlton, the American, pulls into position. We're ready to go green for the first time in 2017. Puhaka gets off the line, but again, he's been passed into the first corner. The Frenchman, Anthony Abbas, says merci beaucoup, and he will lead them down into turn number 2. Puhaka in second spot. Good start by DeConto. He tries the outside, but he's pushed wide by Stan Pex by the looks in the CRG. It is indeed Stan the man up into P3. Again, look at Iglesias from the third row of the grid. He's up into 4th. He gets off the line like a top fuel dragster. The Formula K kart up behind the Dutchman. Puhaka's in second spot. DeConto, though, gets by Jeremy, and that's cost him. Contact on the opening lap between Iglesias and the second Cosmic kart. Also kart number 11, Europex, the 2015 world champion, involved in that. Abbas will lead them across the line for the first time here in Naples. He goes a little bit wide. The kart waiting to come on. He grabs another gear. They touch 100 miles an hour. Up the back straight for the first time. Puhaka down the inside. Abbas is having none of it though. Stan Pex watches on in third spot. Kart number 4 in position number 4. That's the reigning world champion, Paolo DeConto. Patrick Hayek, Iglesias has just got past the Frenchman, Jorid Pex, Bas Lemmers, Mirko Torsolini, and the 4-time world champion, David Forte, in the gold kart, rounds out the 10. Ben Henley, an early retirement. He was involved in that first lap skirmish a moment ago. The Englishman from Manchester is out of this one already. The tyres up to temperature. The kart's now coming on. Abbas leads into turn number 1. A lot cleaner that time. He's got the feel for the kart, head down behind the steering wheel, but he's vulnerable in the slipstream. Here comes Puhaka. Here comes Puhaka, the fin up the inside. Over the ripple strip, they touch. Oh, a disaster. They keep it going. But the CRGs take advantage. Look at that. Stan the man Pex leads the reigning world champion, Paolo DeConto. Let's look at the replay. Abbas was not letting him through. Puhaka up over the ripple strip, they touch. Well, you'd have to be fair and say it was a racing incident. Abbas didn't have to leave him room. He was in front. They came to grief. They have continued on, but they're now running. Let's see. They're back in 5th and 7th positions respectively. The CRG drivers, how good is this? Stan the man leads Paolo, and look who's in 3rd. Look at Jeremy the Jet Iglesias. Kart number 3 runs position number 3. Grabs another gear, 100 miles an hour. Paolo DeConto. DeConto can't get by Stan Pex. Lap number 3 of this 25-kilometre final here in Naples, sideways in typical DeConto fashion. Iglesias in 3rd. Patrick Hayek is now the first Cosmic kart. Kart number 2 is in position 4. Closes in on the back of the leading trio. Up the back straight right here. They're still doing 130 k's an hour. Braking hard down into 3rd gear. Iglesias on DeConto. The reigning world champion says, no you don't, to Jeremy. He'll have to wind it up and try again, but that has made him vulnerable to Patrick Hayek, the Czech driver who's now the leading Cosmic kart. Up the start-finish line, they throw it down into turn number 1. There goes Hayek. He's now ahead of Jorid Pex. The Dutch brothers running 1 and 5. Abbas is in 6th. Puhaka, as DeConto goes into the lead over Pex. Iglesias. Puhaka, I have to say, has just retired. The pole sitter was quick. He's retired, no doubt. as a result of contact with the French driver Abbas. Abbas is still circulating. There he is in position 6, just ahead of his teammate Bas Lemmers. So it's all going wrong for the Finnish driver. Let's take a look at replay. DeConto down the inside. Stan tried to defend, turned in, but this time Paolo said, I'm coming through. Kart number 4 now leads. That is the reigning world champion, Paolo DeConto. A slow start to the weekend, but he's got better and better, and this morning he won the final heat of qualifying. Abbas, there's Lemmers. Behind them is Mirko Torsolini, the driver from Siena in Italy, doing a superb job ahead of Douglas Lundberg. And Foray, the 4-time world champion, there he is in the blue and yellow kart, rounds out the 10. He's got the local boy, the former World Cup champion, Felice Tieni, right behind him. Luca Corberi, Andrea Dalle, Camplesi, Carlton. Kramer's back in 16th after showing so much promise and running consistently in the top 5 all weekend. The Birrell Art driver back in 16th. Down the inside goes Hayek. Takes Iglesias for 3rd. Jeremy will not like that. Look at the fist wave. He's absolutely furious. Patrick does not care. The driver from the Czech Republic is now up onto the podium. A response from Iglesias? You bet. And it's going to come really, really soon. He looks behind him. He's now being hassled by the number 11 kart of the 2015 world champion, Joret Pex. Will he make the move on Jeremy? Jeremy drives down the inside, locks it up under brakes as they break down from 100 miles an hour down into turn number 2. The Formula K kart, the IMAF seat from his mechanic Aldo Fattore. Again, this time he's lost out though. He was up into 3rd place. He's now been passed also by guess who? Yes, Anthony Abbas. No love lost between them. In fact, he's in a sorry kart sandwich. Lammers, who won the World Cup at this very circuit back in 2012, shadows the Frenchman. Jeremy himself, oh, he's been passed by Lammers. Jeremy, of course, won the last round of European Championships at Genk in Belgium in 2016, and he was indeed, ironically, driving for the Sodi Kart team. He's just been passed by both of them, and you saw he's not happy. There goes kart number 3. Hayek tries the outside, tries the inside. Stan Pex closes the door. Paolo DeConto's got 0.6 of a second over the other CRG, but worryingly for Stan the man, Patrick is all over the back of him. Stan driving as smooth as he can in the middle of the circuit. Hayek looking menacing in the number 2 Cosmic kart. Will he make a move under brakes? Will he make a move down the inside? Stan cannot respond. He immediately looks behind him. And guess who's there? It's his older big brother, the 2015 world champion, who himself has just been passed by Abbas. Pex now back to 5th. That's Joret. Of course, Joret Pex, the 2015 world champion and the 2012 European champion as well. Stan back to 3rd. Joret back to 6th. Abbas, kart number 5, he's in position 4. All over the back of Stan. Iglesias goes wheel to wheel this time with Mirko Torsolini. The driver from Siena in Toscana has got through on the Formula K pilot. Behind them, Lundberg, who's made a storming start from grid 17 to be up inside the top 10. He's now ahead of Felice Tieni, who's also got past. David Foray, Andrea Dalle. Down hard through the gearbox. Stan the man Pex. You saw him using engine braking as well as the 4-wheel discs on that TM powered CRG. The TM working overtime. Maximum revs, particularly this part of the circuit. Start finish straight into turn number 1. They grab 6th gear right about now. 100 miles an hour, 157 k's an hour without the slipstream. Add 4 with it, the Sodi Kart down the inside. Stan Pex is now off the podium. Abbas, after contact early on, what a fight back from the Frenchman. If that's not bad enough for Stan, look who's right behind him. It might be his countryman, another Dutch driver, but Bas Lemmers is in a Sodi Kart team. He wants to get past and he's looking good to do so as we approach half race distance. Lammers looks behind. Pex down the inside of the circuit. Closes the door to Bas Lammers, but loses 2 kart lengths in doing so. Hayek. Stan Pex. Let's check the gap between Hayek and Taconto. Well, there's the race leader. 1.5 seconds last time round. Oh, it's now out to 1.8 seconds. The reigning world champion is looking good. Lowers the blind on the radiator as the Saudi kart tries the inside, tries the outside. Lammers all over the back of Stan the Man Pex, the Dutchman for the Pex Racing Team from Holland. Lammers, also a Dutchman, 2-time World Cup champion. Let's see if Lammers in the Saudi kart can get past the CRG at the end of the back straight. Iglesias won't challenge this time, he's too far back. Indeed, Pex closes the door. Jorit is in 7th spot, Stan is in P4. Lundberg still in 9th behind Mirko Torsolini, the Italian. Another of the CRGs inside the top 10. Puhaka, an early retirement. Unfortunately, the fastest qualifier, the pole sitter, will see him back for the second round of the series. Joins Luca Corberi and Ben Henley on the sidelines. As again, Pex closes the door and Lammers uncharacteristically runs wide into the marbles. Loses a ton of time. Has he got a problem? Oh no, that's a Bass. That's a Bass. Anthony Abbas slows. Kart number 5 is out. The French driver has just retired before your very eyes. Anthony Abbas was looking good for a podium. His teammate Bas Lammers now upholds honours. And you wouldn't believe it, another Saudi kart, Douglas Lundberg, has retired at the very same moment in an unrelated incident. Abbas, after fighting his way back, looking for a podium, looking at second place, has just retired. We'll recheck the order for you. It is now Taconto, Hayek. That gives Stan Pex a relief. He's now back on the podium. Lammers is in 4th after sliding wide a lap ago. Giardelli goes through. Trying to chase down Lundberg. I'm sorry, Prosperi, the Spaniard. Lundberg with a problem a moment ago has now restarted, but he's a long way down the field. The Swede, the 2014 Vice-European champion, is still circulating, but with a problem, and is looking like being in inevitable retirement in a few moments' time. They say the Dutch know how to fight. Stan and Jorit, they're running P3 and 6. Stan back on the podium. His countryman, another Dutchman, Bas Lammers, right behind him. So Taconto goes through. There's Hayek. There's Stan the Man. Bas Lammers, Jeremy Iglesias, now back into contention somewhat. Pex, Foray goes through. Fighting off Andrea Dalle, Marijn Kremers, Gary Carlton, Rick Drazen, the 2014 European champion, currently in position 14. That's how good the field is. He's 1 spot ahead of Matteo Vigano, Pierre Loubert, Prosperi, Giardelli, and indeed Abbas has been joined in retirement by Douglas Lundberg. The race leader, how good is this? The PDC, Paolo Taconto. Kart number 4 has got 2.2 seconds over the rest of the field. Hayek in 2nd spot. 1.2 seconds back to Stan Pex. CRG running 1 and 3. There is Hayek. 2.2 seconds. It remains with a quarter of the race to go. Again, he makes an adjustment. The blind on the radiator. That TM-powered CRG. The race leader. Of course, we remember Le Mans, the World Championships in 2015. As Hayek goes through. Paolo led the entire race up until the final lap, until he was passed around the outside by that driver right there, Jorit Pex. He went on to claim the World Championship. Paolo did not sleep for a year until he finally won the big one, the World Championship at Kristianstad in Sweden last year. And ever since, he's been a different person. He's got a smile on his face, and I suspect in 5 laps' time, he'll have a smile on his face again. because he's looking good to win the opening round of the European Championships. Of course, he himself won the Euro title back in 2011. Iglesias goes through. Kart number 3 in P5 behind him. Kart number 11 is Pex, the driver we just spoke of. Stan having to go a bit defensive, Joret's younger brother. Lemmers all over the back of him. The battle for the final step of the podium. Stan Pex, usually wearing race boots and gloves, discarded by his good friend Max Verstappen, the 2013 world champion. They grew up together, and Max usually gives him stuff to wear, Red Bull jackets, etc. Stan walks around the pits, and I don't think he's paid for a pair of race boots or gloves in years, thanks to his mate Max. Lemmers, of course, won the 2012 World Cup here. That was with the Praga Kart team, after winning the 2010 World Cup also. He's in the slipstream now. Can he make a move into turn number 2? He's nearly 2/10 behind, but he's pulled in enormously down into turn number 2. Lemmers up onto the podium. Watch Iglesias in 5th spot. He's watching on. Stan is off the podium. He's in 4th spot. Jeremy saw every bit of that move, and he'll be lining up the 2 Dutchmen himself. Indeed, he's closed right up on the back of Stan Pex. Mirko Torsolini, that's the number 22 CRG. Behind the number 11 CRG, that's Pex on screen. We take a look at the replay. He got a tremendous tow down the back straight, well over 100 miles an hour. Stan tried to defend, but couldn't quite do so. As the laps wind down, Paolo Di Conto holds the lead at 2.3 seconds. Stan, he's not given up on the podium. He closes right up under brakes. Now he will have the so-called DRS advantage, if I can use that phrase. He's certainly in the slipstream. He closes up. He goes down the inside. Lemmers is having none of it. Iglesias tries the outside. The battle for the final step of the podium. Iglesias, one of the hardest drivers in the world. And right behind him, the 2015 world champion, Pex. Torsolini, can he drag himself up onto the podium also? He's driven a brilliant race in another of the CRGs. Lammers, kart number 8. The Dutchmen, the Dutchmen I should say. They're running in 3, 4 and 6. Joret and Stan, the 2 Dutch brothers, live a stone's throw from the Genk circuit where we go for the next round of the European Series. Trying to get a podium out of the afternoon. Di Conto, with 2 laps to go, is surely on his way to victory. The margin is 2.5 seconds between himself and then Hayek and the Cosmic, and then this battle for 3rd. The leaders disappear into the distance. Lammers, here comes Jeremy. Jeremy Iglesias can't get past the 2 Dutchmen. Then it's Pex all over the back of the Formula K kart. Torsolini is now in this fight as well, with a lap and a half remaining. This is the battle for the final step of the podium. Nothing surely will stop the reigning world champion, Paolo Di Conto, for winning the first round of the European Championships here this afternoon for CRG. He's got 2.6 seconds over Hayek. Then this battle for 3rd. Jeremy looks behind him. Stan again drives down the middle of the racetrack. Says, go around me if you want. And Jeremy says, I might just do so. There's the Formula K kart. Wants to get up onto the podium. Lemmers starts to skip away in the Sodi kart. Down through the gears, 1.5 kilometers to go. Lammers looks behind. Stan signals to Jeremy. Let's try and catch Lammers. I don't think they're going to do so. Does he wave him through? Jeremy doesn't care. He goes down the inside. The Formula K kart's in P4. Stan Pex, they go wheel to wheel around the outside. Oh, spectacular. Stan, the man Pex, puts Jeremy back in his place. Iglesias will be furious, but look at Lammers. He's skipping away. He's looking good to take the 3rd step of the podium for the Sodi Kart racing team here in 2017. He looks back. There's Pex, there's Iglesias, Pex, and Mirko Torsolini. But we go back to the front. The first round of the European Championships will go to the reigning world champion. Paolo Di Conto wins here in Naples. He is delighted, as you would expect. Hayek second. Lammers does indeed take the 3rd step of the podium. What a drive, what a race. The first round of the European Championships here at the foot of Mount Vesuvius here in Naples, Italy. Paolo De Conto, the reigning world champion, has won. There he is, congratulated by Jurat Pex. CRG are here and strong, congratulated by Complacey. Yeah, you did see that between Tortellini and De Conto. There was no malice intended. Good friends are the two Italians, the two CRG drivers. 4-8, the four-time world champion, also congratulates his countryman. Paolo De Conto has dominated the opening round of the European Championships. Let's hope we can get a smile out of the quietly spoken Italian on the podium in a few moments. Remember, Puhaka started this one on pole position. Again, he was slow off the line. Abbas, around the outside at the start, took the lead into turn number 1. The slipstream all important. Puhaka super quick though in the Cosmic Kart. Stan, the man, around the outside, rocketed off the line, and for much of the race held position number 3. Puhaka eventually would not finish as a result, inevitably, of that incident right there, coming together with Abbas. Indeed, the Frenchman also joined the list of retirements. A spectacular race in the closing stages. Iglesias, the Frenchman, Stan Pex, Patrick Hayek forced his way up onto the podium. Stan Pex, Patrick Hayek, CRG Cosmic Kart traded positions. However, all this did was allow Paolo De Conto to skip away. Abbas was looking good until a freak failure later on in the race meant that he would retire. There it is. Kart number 5 pulling over to the side of the circuit. Bad luck for Anthony Abbas, one of the quickest drivers here this weekend, but will get 0 points out of the opening round here in Naples. Bas Lemmers, good drive up the inside, finally got the better of his countryman, Stan Pex. Stan would finish 4th, his older brother, Jurat, finishing in P6. Iglesias almost dragged that Formula K kart up onto the podium. Jeremy was again brilliant here this afternoon, but no one was better than Paolo De Conto, the reigning world champion, looking good as he starts the European Championships with a win here in Naples. Patrick Hayek, he upholds the honours for the Cosmic Kart team. He finishes in 2nd. And Bas Lemmers, the best Soddy kart, he was delighted with 3rd place. We will see him on the podium in a few moments' time. De Conto from Italy wins from the driver from the Czech Republic, Patrick Hayek. Then the Dutchman, Lammers and Stan Pex. Iglesias was 5th. That is good points for his championship, though. You're at Pex 6th. So what about a drive from Mirko Tortellini? Wasn't that far off the podium. And a great recovery. We didn't see much of him, but bravo, Lorenzo Complacey. From near on the back of the grid, the Paralin team driver comes home in position number 8. Felice Tiene rounds out, or he comes home 9th, and Andrea Dalle, the 2014 European champion, rounds out the 10. De Conto, we'll see him on the podium in a few moments. He will be delighted, as will Hayek and Lammers. Their championships looking good. Stay with us. The podium presentation from here at Naples in Italy in just a few moments. The first round of the 2017 European Championships. Back in just a moment. Just about to get underway with the podium presentation for the KZ class here this afternoon. What a nail-biting race it was. Three very delighted drivers from three different manufacturers will join us on the podium here in the sunshine of Naples in just a few moments' time. Of course, from here we go to Genk in Belgium for the second round of the championship in exactly 21 days. And we hope the weather is as nice in Northern Europe as it is here in the south, just a couple of 100 kilometres south of the eternal city of Rome. The driver's just about ready to go for the final presentation here this afternoon. In third place, representing the Netherlands, representing Kart, let's hear it for Bas Lemmers. The driver from the Czech Republic, driving for the Cosmic Racing Department, second place, Patrick Hayek. He's the reigning world champion and he has dominated here this afternoon for CRG from Italy. Let's hear it for Paolo De Conto. And representing the winning manufacturer CRG, the former world champion himself, Arno Kozlinski. As we stand by for the national anthem of Italy. The podium for the first round of the European Championships here in Naples, Italy. Like to call upon Mr. Rosario Sorrentino on behalf of the event organisation to present the third place trophy to the Dutch driver Bas Lemmers. Mr. Giuseppe Sorrentino representing Il Circuito Internazionale di Napoli, the CEO, to present the second place trophy to Patrick Hayek. The CIK FIA Vice President, Mr. Kees van der Grint, to present the winning trophy to Paolo De Conto. And the CIK FIA Executive Secretary, Mr. K. Oberreiter, to present the winning team's trophy to CRG's Arno Kozlinski. As the girls step in to present the flowers to Bas, Patrick and Paolo. We stand by for the champagne. The girls to step in to present the Panther fuel vouchers and also the Avio Milano timepieces to Bas, Patrick and Paolo De Conto. And we step in for a quick word with the three drivers in English, fortunately. Bass, first of all, third place. It's not a win, but we saw you were delighted with the result. Looking good for your championship here this afternoon.
It is incredible to be here on the podium. I didn't expect it because it was not so easy during all the week, and we improved a lot during the week, but it was very difficult to find the right setup because the weather changed, track changed. So I'm really happy because third place on the podium again, and I would like to thank my team, Saudi-Kart, TM Racing Engine for the fantastic support, and everybody else, my supporters, my sponsors, partners. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Bas Lammers, third place here this afternoon. Patrick Hayek, second place, a little bit of disappointment, but we've got to look to the championship. Valuable points for the 2017 series.
I wouldn't say disappointed because I did some mistakes yesterday, so I had to start P6, and you never know what happened in the race. It's long, it's 20 laps. So I'm pretty happy for the second place. Like you said, for the championship, it's very good. We have some points that's important, and I'm happy for the team thanks to Cosmic and Vortex.
Congratulations, Patrick. Second place here today. Paolo De Conto, the reigning world champion. What a start to the European Championships. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you to everybody, especially for my mechanic, my partner, my team, my engineering and TM, Sergi, and my mechanic. Unfortunately, he can be here, so this is for Omar. And for his baby, then he's coming, so he will be dead in a few days. So this is for him, and all for my family that to be here. So a special thanks for him, and so I cannot start with a better position. I get a lot of points for the championship, and then we see for during all the season. So thanks to everybody again. Thanks to Sergi, to Mr. Tinini, to TM, and to my mechanic Bolla that he come here for this race. So thanks to everybody again. Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, three of the finest racing drivers in the world. Third place, Bas Lammers. Second place, Patrick Hayek. And the reigning world champion, Paolo De Conto, wins here this afternoon. Of course, from here we go to Genk in Belgium, the second round of the series. We'll see you next time for the second round, the CIK FIA European Kart Racing Championships.